Hello everybody, this is Thomas's number one here, back at it again with another installment for TNO Customs. Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 characters who had made their appearance in the Thomas Creator Collective episode, The Return of Diesel. And these characters happen to be some of Diesel's minions from that story, and they are Oily, Meany, and Dimmy. So you may be wondering, how did I make these models? Well, I found this lot on eBay and it had 3 Diesel models, so I purchased it for $34, and after I got it from the mail, I started working on it right away. I cut off the Diesel faces with a pocket knife and replaced them with paper-made faces that I made months ago. So let's take a look at them, shall we? Let's start with Oily first. I painted on the orange and black hazard stripe before I put on the paper-made face. And after the paint dried, I used super glue to put on the face. And as you can see, there are some remains of the glue on the face. I don't know if I'm going to replace the face or not, but whatever. Since Diesel's 2013 model had a red buffer beam painted on the front, I just left it as it is, and I used a paper clip to put on the buffers and coupling hook. Since Diesel's 2013 model didn't have a back buffer beam, I painted it on. Sorry, I was stuttering. And I used a paper clip to put on the coupling hook and the buffers. And you may be wondering, how did I get the D logo? Well, I found an image on Google Images of the 5th part of The Return of Diesel, and it showed the D logo, so I placed the picture on Microsoft Word, then I cropped out the D logo and copied it 6 times, then I printed out the D logos and I superglued them onto either model, one on each side. And there's nothing on the undercarriage, and as you can see from the reflection of the light from my ceiling, there is Oily's name, sorry. And I was originally going to write down their names on the undercarriage, but I decided not to. So I might have to fix that after the video. So now let's take a look at Meany. Like I said, I used super glue to put on the face on the model. Then I used the super glue to put on the D logo. And since Meany has a different color, a different color on his buffer beam, I used yellow paint to paint on his yellow buffer beam because that's how it was in the story. Then I used black paint for the coupling hook, and I was going to do it for the buffers, but when I saw that Meany had gray buffers instead of black, I fixed that mistake. And I did the same thing on the back side. And I also used a paper clip to put on the pinstripe that goes around Meany. And like I said, nothing on the undercarriage but the remains of the name, and like I told you, I will fix it after the video. Now let's take a look at Dimmy. Let me know what you guys think of Dimmy's face in the comments, because I'm curious about what you guys think of it. And it's quite funny looking to me, to be honest. And I made a mistake on Dimmy because, as you can see on the front here, there are gray buffers, but on the back, there's black. I might have to fix that after the video, like I said earlier. Then since there's no red buffer beam on the back of Diesel's 2013 model, I used a paintbrush to paint on the buffer beam, and that's when I made a mistake of putting on black buffers on the back, except for the coupling hook though. And you may be wondering, why is Dimmy having a pinstripe going around him? He doesn't have a pinstripe that goes around him in Thomas Creator Collective. Well, actually, Dimmy does have a pinstripe that goes around him, because if you may have paused the video after Meany backs up, after he and Dimmy are done talking with D261, as you may have paused the moment right after Meany backed up, and you could see that Dimmy does have a white pinstripe that goes around him after Meany backs up. Sorry, I was spacing out a bit. And I used white paint to paint on the pinstripe, and I superglued the D logo on either side, and I did the same thing with the face. And yes, Dimmy's name can be seen, but don't criticize me, alright? And that's pretty much it on this custom model showcase of Diesel's Minions. This is Thomas's #1 signing out, saying goodbye, and thank you all for watching.